people treat it like an afterthought. They think about their skills. They think about their strategy. They think about the opportunity in front of them. But they almost never sit down and think, what is being said about me when I'm not there to say it? And that question, I'm telling you, is one of the most important questions you will ever ask. Because your reputation is out earning for you or losing for you every single day, whether you pay attention to it or not. It's making sales you'll never see. It's closing doors you'll never know were open. It's the silent salesman that walks into the room ahead of you and either warms the seat or poisons it before you ever say a word. And the tragedy is most people build their reputation by accident. They stumble into it. They let it form out of whatever they happen to do on whatever day. And then they wonder why the world responds to them the way it does. They never realize that the response was earned, one small action at a time. Now, I want to be clear about what a reputation actually is, because I think people misunderstand it. A reputation is not what you say about yourself. It's not your title. It's not your resume. It's not the speech you give when you want to impress somebody. A reputation is the sum of the conclusions other people have drawn about you based on what you've actually done. That's it. It's a verdict, and you don't sit on the jury. The people you've dealt with, they're the jury. And they've been taking notes the whole time, even on the days you thought nobody was watching. Here's what makes this so serious. That verdict travels. A skill stays with you. Your talent stays with you. But your reputation goes out into the world and lives in the minds of hundreds of people you've dealt with. And each of those people carries a little version of you around, and they share that version whenever your name comes up. You are, in a very real sense, being described in rooms all over town, and you're not in any of them. So the question becomes, what are they saying? And more importantly, did you earn what they're saying? Because whatever it is, you did earn it. That's the part people resist. They want to believe their reputation is unfair, that people just don't understand them. But a reputation is remarkably accurate over time. It might be wrong for a week. It's rarely wrong for a decade. Let me tell you about the two kinds of reputations, because I think this is where it gets practical. There's the reputation that earns for you, and there's the reputation that costs you. And they're both built the exact same way, out of small, repeated actions. The only difference is the direction of those actions. The reputation that earns for you is built by a person who does what they said they'd do, who shows up when they said they'd show up, who tells the truth even when a lie would be more convenient, who does good work when no one is checking. That person is quietly assembling a reputation that will one day open doors they didn't even knock on. The reputation that costs you is built by a person who cuts corners when they think no one will notice, who is late and doesn't apologize, who overpromises and underdelivers, who tells small lies to make themselves look better. That person is also assembling a reputation, and it will one day close doors they were counting on. And here's what nobody tells you. Both of these people usually think they're getting away with it. The person building the good reputation often feels like nobody notices their integrity. And the person building the bad reputation often feels like they're clever, like they're beating the system. But the notes are being taken. The verdict is forming. And one day, both of them will be shocked, one pleasantly, one painfully, by what the world has decided about them. I once knew a young man who couldn't understand why he wasn't getting anywhere. He was talented, genuinely gifted, more capable than a lot of the people who were passing him by, and he was bitter about it. He'd say, I do better work than half these people. Why do they keep getting the opportunities? And when I looked closely at how he operated, I found the answer. He was good, but he wasn't reliable. He'd promised to have something ready by Friday, and it would show up the following Wednesday, if it showed up at all. He'd agree to a meeting and then cancel it at the last minute. His work, when it finally arrived, was excellent, but nobody could count on when it would arrive or whether it would arrive. And so a reputation had formed around him, a very specific one. People said, he's talented, but you can't rely on him. That's a devastating sentence. Do you hear the poison in it? The word "but" cancels out everything before it. All that talent, and it was being carried around town, wrapped inside a sentence that ended with, you can't rely on him. He thought his problem was that people didn't recognize his talent. His problem was that people recognized something else, and it mattered more. He had spent years building a skill, and almost no time building a reputation. And the reputation was quietly canceling out the skill in every room he wasn't in. Now contrast that with another person I knew. This one wasn't the most gifted. She'd tell you so herself, but she had a quality that turned out to be worth more than gift. When she said she'd do something, she did it. Every time, on time, and a little better than expected. And a different sentence formed around her. People said, she's not flashy, but if she takes it on, it gets done. Now listen to how that sentence works. The "but" is doing the opposite job. It's setting up the good part instead of canceling it. She's not flashy, but if she takes it on, it gets done. That sentence walks into rooms and hands her opportunities. Over the years, that woman was handed responsibility again and again. Not because she was the most dazzling person in the building, but because she was the safest bet. And in the long run, being a safe bet is worth far more than being a dazzling risk. People will pay a premium for certainty. They will pay it their whole lives. So here's the first thing I want you to understand. Reliability is the foundation of a reputation that earns. Not brilliance, not charisma, reliability. The simple, unglamorous quality of being someone whose word can be trusted and whose work can be counted on. It is the least exciting virtue, and it is the most valuable one, and almost nobody builds their life around it. Let me tell you why. Reliability is so rare, and therefore so valuable. It's because reliability is boring, and it's hard, and it doesn't pay off immediately. When you keep a small promise, nobody throws you a party. When you deliver quality work on an ordinary Tuesday, no one applauds. The reward for reliability is invisible in the short term. And because it's invisible in the short term, most people don't bother. They think, nobody noticed that I was on time, so why does it matter? But that's exactly the mistake. Every time you're on time, you're making a deposit. And the deposit doesn't show up as applause. It shows up years later as trust. It shows up as the phone call you get instead of the other person. It shows up as the opportunity that comes to you without you having to ask. The person who understands this plays a longer game. They keep the small promises specifically because the small promises are where reputation is really built, not the grand gestures. The grand gestures are for show. Reputation is built in the tiny, repeated moments where you could have cut a corner and chose not to. Because here's the truth about how people judge you. They don't judge you by your best day. They don't judge you by the one time you went above and beyond. They judge you by your average day, and even more than that, they judge you by your worst day. What you do when it's inconvenient, when it costs you something, when no one would blame you for slipping, that's where your reputation is actually decided. Now, I want to talk about the thing that most people get exactly backwards, and it costs them enormously. Most people think you build a reputation by talking about yourself. They think reputation is a matter of promotion. Tell enough people how good you are, and they'll believe it. Say the right things about yourself often enough, and a good reputation will form. And it's completely false. A reputation built on words is the flimsiest thing in the world because words can be checked. The moment someone actually deals with you, the words either get confirmed or they get exposed. And if you've been saying more than you can deliver, every interaction becomes a moment where your reputation shrinks instead of grows. The person who says, "I'm the best at what I do," and then does merely average work has just damaged themselves twice. Once for the average work, and once for the gap between the claim and the reality. Because now people don't just think you're average. They think you're average, and you don't even know it, or worse, you know it, and you're lying about it. That gap, the space between what you claim and what you deliver, is where reputations go to die. But here's the beautiful flip side. The person who says little and delivers much creates the opposite gap. And that gap is where reputations soar. When you promise a little and deliver a lot, every single interaction becomes a pleasant surprise. And pleasant surprises are the fuel that a great reputation runs on. People walk away from you thinking, "That was even better than I expected." And that thought, repeated across enough people, becomes the sentence they carry into every room. So I want to give you a principle, and I want you to hold on to it. Promise conservatively. Deliver generously. Let your work say more about you than your words ever could, because your words evaporate the moment you speak them, but your work stays behind and keeps testifying on your behalf long after you've left the room. This is why the loudest people are so often the ones with the weakest reputations. They've mistaken volume for value. They think that if they just describe themselves impressively enough, the description will become reality. But reputation doesn't work on description. It works on demonstration. And demonstration is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It just does the thing again and again until the doing becomes undeniable. Now, let me address something that people struggle with, because it's a real fear. They say, "But if I don't promote myself, how will anyone know I'm good? Won't I just get overlooked while the loud people take everything?" And that's a fair concern. It feels true in the short term. In the short term, the loud person often does get the first opportunity. But watch what happens over time. The loud person gets the opportunity and then has to actually deliver. And if the delivery doesn't match the noise, the opportunity becomes a liability. It becomes the moment where their reputation was tested and found wanting. Meanwhile, the quiet, reliable person who was passed over the first time is building something the loud person can't build with words. They're building a track record. And a track record is the one thing that can't be faked. You can fake enthusiasm. You can fake confidence. You can fake a resume, at least for a while. But you cannot fake a decade of delivering. There's no shortcut to it. There's no substitute for it. And when someone has one, everyone can feel it. Even if they can't name it, they just know somehow that this is a person you can trust. So don't worry about being overlooked in the short term. The people who matter, the ones who will actually shape your future, are the ones who look past the noise and pay attention to the delivery. And they will find you, precisely because you're rare. In a world full of people promoting themselves, the person who simply does excellent work quietly stands out more than anyone. Let me talk now about the speed of reputation, because this surprises people. A good reputation is built slowly. A bad reputation is built fast. That asymmetry is one of the most important things you'll ever understand about how the world keeps score. To build a reputation for reliability, you have to be reliable over and over and over for years, and even then it forms gradually, one confirmed expectation at a time. It's like building a wall out of individual bricks. Each brick is small. Each brick seems to matter very little on its own. And you have to lay thousands of them before you have a wall worth standing behind. But to destroy that reputation, you don't need thousands of bricks. You need one act, one broken promise at the wrong moment, one dishonest deal, One time you let someone down when the stakes were high and they were counting on you. And the wall that took 10 years to build can crack in an afternoon. Now, I don't tell you this to frighten you. I tell you this so you'll take the small moments seriously. Because people think reputation is decided in the big moments, and it isn't. It's built in the small moments, and it's spent in the big ones. The way you handle the tiny, unremarkable interactions is what determines whether your reputation is strong enough to survive the big test when it finally comes. And the big test always comes. There will be a day when doing the right thing costs you something real, when telling the truth means losing the deal, when keeping the promise means eating the loss, when the honorable path is also the expensive path. And in that moment, your reputation is either confirmed or destroyed. Everything you built for years is on the line in that single decision. The person who has been practicing integrity in the small moments finds that decision easier because they've already decided who they are. They don't have to figure it out in the crisis. They figured it out 1,000 small times before, and now the answer is automatic. But the person who's been cutting corners in the small moments finds the big test overwhelming because they never built the muscle. And when the pressure comes, they crack, and the whole reputation goes with it. So guard the small moments. Guard them like they're the big ones, because in a way, they are. Every small promise kept is a rehearsal for the big promise you'll one day be asked to keep. Every honest word in an ordinary conversation is preparation. For the honest word, you'll one day have to speak at great cost. Now, I want to give you the components of a reputation that earns, because I don't want to leave you with just the idea. I want to leave you with the pieces you can actually build. There are a handful of qualities that, taken together, create a reputation that goes out into the world and works on your behalf. And each one of them is available to you starting today, regardless of your talent, your background, or your resources. The first component is reliability, which we've talked about, so I'll keep it brief. Do what you said you'd do when you said you'd do it. Become a person whose word is as good as a signed contract. When you say Friday, mean Friday. When you commit, honor it. Build a track record so consistent that people stop double checking because they've learned they don't have to. The second component is honesty. And I mean a very particular kind of honesty. Not just the honesty of not lying. Anyone can manage that. I mean the honesty of telling the truth, even when it doesn't serve you. The truth when it costs you the sale. The truth when it means admitting you were wrong. The truth when a comfortable silence would be so much easier. This kind of honesty is rare, and because it's rare, it's magnetic. When people discover that you'll tell them the truth, even when the truth is inconvenient for you, something shifts. They stop wondering whether they can trust you. They know they can. And a person who's known to tell the truth, even against their own interest, becomes someone others build their own decisions around. They become a fixed point in a world full of moving targets. I once watched a person lose a sale by being honest. A customer was about to buy something, and this person said, "Honestly, that's not the right fit for what you need. You'd be better off with something else, and I don't carry it." That cost them the sale. Right there, in the moment, it cost them. But do you know what happened? That customer told everyone they knew about the person who talked them out of a purchase, and the referrals that came from that one honest moment were worth more than 100 sales. Honesty over time is the best business strategy there is. It just doesn't look like it in the moment. The third component is quality, not perfection, quality. The simple commitment to do good work, to care about the thing you're producing, to put your name on something you'd be proud to be judged by. Because your work carries your name into places you'll never go, and it either speaks well of you or it speaks poorly, and it never stops speaking. The person who does quality work, even on the small jobs, even on the jobs nobody's watching, is building something powerful. They're building the kind of reputation where people say, whatever they touch, they do well. And that sentence is worth a fortune because it means people don't have to worry about the outcome when they hand you something. They already know. The quality is a given. There's a temptation, especially on small tasks, to think, this one doesn't matter. I'll save my best work for the big opportunities. But that's exactly backwards. The small tasks are the auditions for the big ones. Nobody hands you a large responsibility until they've seen how you handle a small one. So the quality of your small work is what determines whether you ever get to do large work at all. Do the small thing beautifully, and the large thing will come find you. The fourth component is generosity, and this one is often overlooked, but it's powerful. The reputation for being someone who gives more than they take, who helps without keeping score, who adds value to the people around them without immediately asking what they'll get in return. That reputation creates a kind of goodwill that comes back to you in ways you can never predict. Because people remember how you made them feel, and they remember whether dealing with you left them better off or worse off. The person who consistently leaves others better off becomes someone people want to see win. They root for you. They send opportunities your way. They speak well of you in rooms you'll never enter. Generosity, given freely and without calculation, plants seeds that grow into a reputation that harvests for the rest of your life. Now, let me warn you about the fake version of generosity, because it doesn't work. Generosity that's really just investment, that's given with the expectation of an immediate return. People can smell it. It doesn't build a reputation, it builds resentment. Real generosity is given without the string attached. And the paradox is that the generosity given without expectation of return is exactly the kind that returns the most. But you can't fake it. You have to actually mean it. The moment you're generous in order to get something, you've turned it into a transaction. And transactions don't build reputations. Only genuine giving does. The fifth component is consistency. And by this I mean being the same person in every room. Being the same person to the powerful and the powerless. Being the same person when it benefits you and when it doesn't. The person whose character doesn't change based on who's watching. Because people notice this more than you'd think. They notice how you treat the person who can do nothing for you. They notice whether you're gracious to the one below you or only to the one above you. And a reputation forms around this that goes very deep. If you're kind only to those who can help you, people learn that your kindness is a strategy, not a character. And that discovery poisons everything else, because now they wonder what else about you is a strategy. But the person who treats everyone with the same respect, who is the same in private as in public, who doesn't turn their character on and off based on the audience, builds a reputation of profound solidity. People trust that person at a level they can't quite explain. It's because that person has no seams. There's no hidden version. What you see is what there is. And in a world full of people wearing different faces in different rooms, the person with only one face becomes deeply, powerfully trusted. So there they are. Reliability, honesty, quality, generosity, consistency. 5 components, and every one of them is built the same way, through small, repeated actions over time. None of them requires talent. None of them requires luck. Every one of them requires only the decision to become that kind of person and the discipline to act like it when it's inconvenient. Now, I want to talk about something practical, something you can start doing tomorrow, because I don't want you to leave here thinking of reputation as something that just mysteriously happens to you. I want you to think of it as something you're actively building, brick by brick, choice by choice. Start by auditing what your reputation currently is, and be honest, painfully honest. Ask yourself, if the people who know me best had to describe me in one sentence, what would that sentence be? Not the sentence you wish they'd say, the sentence they'd actually say. Because that sentence is out there right now, doing its work, and you'd better know what it is. If that sentence has a but in it that cancels out your strengths, you've got work to do. He's smart, but unreliable. She's talented, but hard to work with. He means well, but he never follows through. Find your sentence, find your but, and then go to work on closing that gap. Because the sentence isn't permanent. You wrote it with your actions, and you can rewrite it with new ones. It just takes time and consistency, the same way it took time and consistency to write it in the first place. Then start being deliberate about the small moments. The next time you're tempted to be a little late and not mention it, remember that you're laying a brick. The next time you're tempted to deliver something that's just good enough, remember that your name is going on it and it will keep speaking after you're gone. The next time you can tell a small, convenient lie or a difficult, inconvenient truth, remember that you're deciding who you are one moment at a time. Because that's what this really is. Building a reputation is not a marketing project. It's a character project. Your reputation is just the shadow your character casts into the world. And if you want a better reputation, you don't work on the shadow. You work on the character. And the shadow takes care of itself. This is why the people who try to manage their reputation directly, who worry about their image, who try to control what people think of them, so often fail. They're working on the shadow. They're trying to bend the reflection while leaving the object unchanged. And it doesn't work because eventually the truth comes out. It always does. The character always reveals itself and the shadow always matches no matter how hard you try to make it lie. So stop working on your image and start working on your substance. Become genuinely reliable, and the reputation for reliability will follow. Become genuinely honest, and the reputation for honesty will follow. You never have to manage a reputation that's built on the truth of who you are, because the truth defends itself. It's only the false reputation, the one built on appearance instead of substance, that requires constant management and constant fear of exposure. There's a freedom in this that most people never experience. The person whose reputation matches their character never has to worry about being found out because there's nothing to find. They can relax. They can be the same in every room precisely because they have nothing to hide. And that ease, that lack of anxiety about being discovered, is itself part of what makes them so trustworthy. People can feel that there's no hidden self, no double life, no gap between the public face and the private one. Now, here's what I want you to really grasp about the long game of reputation, because it changes everything. Early in your life, you spend a lot of energy building your reputation, and it gives you very little back. You're all investment and no return. You do good work and no one notices. You keep your promises and no one thanks you. It can feel thankless, like you're building something that will never pay off. But there comes a turning point. There comes a day when the reputation you built starts to build for you. When you've laid enough bricks, when the track record is long enough, the thing takes on a life of its own. Opportunities start coming to you that you didn't chase. People start recommending you in rooms you've never entered. Your reputation crosses over from something you feed to something that feeds you. And from that point forward, the reputation earns for you. It works the night shift. It travels while you sleep. It vouches for you before you arrive and defends you after you leave. All those small deposits you made for years, back when it felt thankless, they've compounded into an asset that now pays you a dividend every single day. That's the reward for the patient work. That's what waits on the other side of the years when nobody seemed to notice. But you only get there if you keep laying the bricks during the thankless years. That's where most people quit. They do reliable, honest, quality work for a while. And when the reward doesn't come fast enough, they give up. They start cutting corners. They start believing that integrity doesn't pay. And they abandon the project right before the turning point, right before it would have started to pay them back. Don't be that person. Understand that you are building something with a delayed payoff. And let that understanding carry you through the years when it feels like it's not working. Because it is working. Every honest word, every kept promise, every quality effort, every generous act, every consistent choice, they're all going into the account. And even though you can't see the balance, it's growing. And one day it will be large enough that you'll live off the interest for the rest of your life. So let me leave you with this. There is something out there that speaks for you when you cannot speak for yourself. It walks into rooms ahead of you. It sits down at tables you'll never see. It decides, before you ever open your mouth, whether the people in that room are inclined to trust you or doubt you, to help you or ignore you. You can't control what it says in those rooms. That decision was made earlier by you. Through 1,000 small actions you may not even remember taking. But you can control what it will say tomorrow and next year and a decade from now. You control it right now, in the small moment in front of you, the one that seems too insignificant to matter. It matters. It all matters. Every brick matters. And the reputation you're building today quietly, in the moments no one seems to be watching, will one day walk into a room without you and either earn you everything or cost you everything. The choice of which is being made right now in how you handle the next small thing. Handle it like it counts, because it does. And build, brick by brick, the kind of reputation that will spend the rest of your life working for you instead of against you.